All right, so today we are speaking with Isak from Sweden. Now, he is actually a day one DL member. Now, before DL, he had an agency, but he wasn't doing that well with it. Only about $100 worth of business. But since joining DL, he went through the sales training program inside of it, and within just a few weeks, he had already made $1,500. He is also a grand visor in DL, and if you don't know what that is, watch the interview and you will find out very, very shortly. But needless to say, outside of just obviously the monetary benefits that he's gained inside of DL, he's also made a bunch of friends and expanded his network because of it. So with all that being said, I'm very, very excited for you to watch this interview. So let's get into it.
Isak, welcome to the call, my friend. How are you doing?
Thank you, bro. Happy to be here.
Finally. I know you've been waiting to get on a student interview for a while, but you've been grafting away. So just give a brief introduction, your age, where you're based, etc. for the listeners.
Yeah, so my name is Isaac, and Isak in Swedish. I'm 18 years old and live in a small town. And I have an agency. And I joined Digital Launchpad since September. So
yeah, you're one of the OG day one guys, right?
Yeah,
so you're in quite a unique position to actually talk about Digital Launchpad, because in many ways you joined the beta version, which was very much like run on a different community, different platform. You've seen it go from like 1 or 2 programs with like 400 people in the beta phase to now well over 20,000 in a very short space of time. Like 8 or 9 programs, all the build out and everything. So how has that journey been? Because I don't think I've spoken to anybody, I'm not sure, who was with us from the very beginning. How have you enjoyed and found that journey of watching DL go from like starting up to bam, where it's at now?
Yeah, I found it very cool. Obviously, the community has improved a lot since then. But yeah, I found it really cool because it was a whole different structure. I had a call with Victor and Kyle and all these guys. Back then it was like 1-to-1 sometimes. Like the calls were so different, and now there's so many people. So I really liked how it has changed over time, I would say.
And there's so much variety in the calls as well now, isn't there?
Yeah.
We've got like every single program we've got coaching for it, we've got mindset coaching, business, everything literally we've got covered in here. So that's amazing. So before you joined DL, give me a little bit of an insight what you were doing work-wise, what it was looking like for you at that time.
Yeah, before I joined DL, basically just doing very simple websites and some graphic designing. I mean, I found some success. I mean, I basically earned around maybe $100, $200, something like that. I have always been like entrepreneur minded, but I haven't really had the guidance, I would say.
And how did you come across DL? Like, were you watching Iman before? Where did you hear about Digital Launchpad?
I just got an email from Iman, like in his email list. So I joined that way. I think he maybe did one video on it, but I got it through his email list.
So when you joined, which program did you gravitate towards?
I started with 6-figure sales rep. I started with that one and kind of shifted over to the copywriting one with Luis.
Yeah, because both of them are things you're going to need for outreach in your agency, aren't they? Sales and copy. How did you find the 6-figure sales rep program? How did you find the way it was laid out, the way it was taught? And how did you benefit from it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really understand anything about sales before, like how the structure of the call, like basically anything about sales. So I really liked it because he went through the whole process from the beginning through discovery, intro call, and how to close, and also some stuff about tonality. I really liked how I kind of went through the whole journey with the program. I went from didn't understand anything to become decent at sales just through one course, like in maybe just a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So, and did you go to a lot of the coaching calls? Obviously, we've got a lot of coaching calls. How have you found they've benefited you? Because on the calls, obviously, you do mock calls. You can have your sales pitch analyzed. How did you benefit from the coaching calls?
I pretty much went to every sales call, like every coaching call in DL. To be honest, like all the way back from Victor and Kyle in the old community to now. And I also really like Scott's calls. I think they have benefited me most in the way where I can ask tailored questions to them. So not only that I have a course that I do this stuff, that's mostly just information. Then when I go to a coaching call, I can jump up on stage and ask Scott or Nehemiah before. So I think that's the most important part.
Amazing. And in terms of like benefit to your agency, how have you translated that, what you've learned in sales, to your actual agency? How has that translated into where we're at now?
I would say mostly mindset, to be honest. Like most people think it's about the information, about how you're going to do outreach and all this stuff. But I would say mostly mindset, like never give up and always do what you know you should do. That's like kind of the biggest thing, I would say. Because I did like 100 cold calls a day for like 5 weeks or something, and I didn't book a single meeting.
Yeah. How was that whole process of the sales, the coaching translated into business?
I started with, I didn't really understand anything about it. And then I just started doing the things they actually said to me that I should do. And then I could believe myself doing the results I wanted to do because of the mindset shift.
Yeah.
And then after that shift, I just said like, okay, why shouldn't I be able to do this? Like most people don't understand that you can do it. But after that shift kind of happened, I was like, yeah, I can actually do it. And then after that, the results happened.
And when you said the results happened, like how many clients have you closed?
Yeah.
How's that translated financially?
Yeah, so I got 5 clients in 5 weeks. Yeah, like 1 client a week. And we just keep going like that. That is like around, I think around $300 per month. Only that, and I have had it for 5 weeks.
You're making over $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
At the moment, and you just literally got started with your agency again after doing it. That's amazing, bro. How does that feel now that you've gone from struggling a little bit with your agency to now actually proving to yourself that, you know what, I can close clients, I can go through that full cycle of cold call to delivery? How has that made you feel confidence-wise?
To be honest, like when I go around in my city, it feels like I'm a whole different person, to be honest with you. Like, I was kind of quiet, and
I've seen your development when you joined to how you are now. It's amazing to see. Yeah.
So that's kind of the biggest shift, I would say, like how I feel about myself, like my self-confidence.
Amazing. So in terms of like community as well, obviously you're a Grand Vizier in DL, so you're one of the guys who has been selected from the thousands simply because of the value that you bring in the community, the way you help your fellow students and colleagues. So how has your student experience been?
The community is crazy, to be honest. Like I love it. Like I wouldn't be able to be the person I am today if the community wasn't like this, because there's so many different people from different stages. And just to be able to jump on a call with someone who is basically like the same person as yourself is pretty crazy.
And you're a regular at the after hours call as well. I love to see you on there. So it's amazing. Yeah. And how are you finding the responsibility of a Grand Vizier? I mean, it's not a small thing, right? To be in a community like this and to be selected to almost like manage the community in many ways on our behalf. How have you found that responsibility? It must be something that you're extremely proud of, right?
Yeah, like when you said to me, like on the first call we had, I was like, what is happening? What is this? And it felt so nice because I actually saw that you guys saw that I provided value to the community, and it feels very good. And to actually understand that you, as I said before, that you're actually a person of value and a person who actually can deliver for other people, I think that's
absolutely to stand out from that many people. And now you're actually very deeply involved. Obviously, we've got a meeting tomorrow where we're going to be discussing the new digital Launchpad accountability program and the way we're going to launch that. And you guys are a big part of that. So that's an amazing journey, right? And fully deserved. You've been here from the beginning. You've added a lot of value. So super stoked about that. In terms of like throughout the community and the people, have you like made friends and connections here that you speak to outside of DL as well now?
Yeah, I met one guy from Sweden, actually. I'm talking to him every day now. His name is Gabriel. And I actually met him in Stockholm one time, like 2 months ago. So it was really nice. And then of course other people as well, but mostly him.
Yeah, well there you go. I mean, the thing with these communities is even to meet one person of value or one person that will probably be a friend now for life, right? That you met. I mean, you can't really put a price on what that means really to meet people and on your level as well, like-minded people, right? That's the important thing. In terms of going forward, what are the plans now? Continuing with the agency, getting more skills, obviously new programs coming all the time. You do some web design as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do web design as well.
So we've got Sam Crawford's program coming very soon, web design fast track, which I'm super excited for. How are you feeling about that? You've spoken to Sam a bit in the community, so how's that been?
I think it will be really interesting because I also into the drop website builders. The design part I really like, so I think it's going to be very interesting.
Definitely. And if somebody was to ask you, how has DL been? How's the experience been?
I mean, what should I say? Like, I think it's crazy. Just to be honest, just join it now because I'm trying to get more people in it. But I don't know why some people just think you shouldn't join. But I think it's too good, to be honest with you. Like I'm not saying this to say anything that you want me to say. I just say it because it's real. So
Yeah. Amazing, amazing. Well, I'm super excited to see the next part of your journey. It's been
Yeah.
amazing so far. You've been here from day one. I have no doubt you're going to continue to be here.
Yeah.
Adding value business-wise, just as a person, what you do in the community, man, I appreciate you a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll stay in touch and keep doing your thing, and I'll speak to you on the other side.
Yeah, 100%, bro. See ya.
Perfect. Take care.